everyone. I'm Trixi, aka the Thoughtful Beast. Today I'm here with Fa-Harra. We're going to talk about him coming from Memphis, Tennessee to San Diego, California. I have so many questions, but before then, Fa-Harra, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Fa-Harrah Farmer. I go by Fa-Harrah FV, which stands for Fa-Harrah Farmer's Vision. From Memphis, Tennessee. Moved to San Diego recently. I'm an entrepreneur, music artist, clothing designer, and host. And I'm very heavy in the community in my city. So big shouts out to Memphis, Tennessee, and everybody that represent Memphis, man. I love y'all. I miss y'all. And I'm just thankful to be on this with you all today to speak about things that matter. That's about it.
I'm coming back on. I missed the button. I was like, add, and I'm like, nope, I'm nowhere. Let me just finish this up really quick. I'm really excited to have you here. Let me ask you a question while I finish up. How long ago did you move to San Diego, and what got you to move out here?
Well, the move to San Diego, I moved in October, is when I got here, October 6th. But the thing
Okay.
is, yeah, it's like the thing is like I feel like I really wasn't here until like January because I had to wait on my cars to get here. I had to wait on this, so I was kind of stuck in the house to until both my cars got here. And when they got here, I started getting out and I started meeting people. And one of my cars had a problem because it had been sitting in Memphis for like 3 months. So
Mm.
I had, yeah, I had to go and fix that. And then that's kind of I was like I was in for a minute, then got that fixed, and then I was out probably about 2 or 3 more weeks, and then the pandemic happened. So I hadn't really had a lot. I hadn't really had a whole lot of time in San Diego to me, even though I've been here since October because I kind of just been a sitting duck working. But it was actually a blessing in disguise. I was able to get a lot of stuff done with the music, a lot of stuff done with my company, iVision Digital, and work on new stuff and with new people here. So it was a blessing in disguise.
That is so interesting. I did not know you were here just like since October. I thought you've been here for a while. And I say this just because so Par and I know each other through San Diego YouTubers.
Yeah.
And you just fit in so well. Like I just
Uh,
like is one of the people who have been here. Because I'm also newer to San Diego YouTuber, so I assumed. Like I
oh
totally assumed
wow,
that you'd also just been there for a while.
it's
Which,
still new to me.
yeah. So what was with the change? Why did you leave Memphis?
Actually, I it's about now 8 years ago. I was asleep one night and I woke up out of my sleep and something told me I was moving to California. And I knew nothing about California. I had never been here, never tried to see anything. Like I'm from Memphis, I'm from Westwood, so that says a lot if you're from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? They actually call Westwood the bottom in Memphis. You know,
Oh,
because it's like the bottom. You know what I'm saying? That's how people that's how people think of it. But I woke up that day and it was like so I just started looking up California. Started looking up California and I it's like I had no idea what I was looking for. And I looked up um Santa Monica and I'm like, okay, what's Santa Monica? So I look in there, I was looking at the prices of living. I was like, whoa, what is this? What is this, Santa Monica? This is crazy right here. And so I kind of left it alone. And I had another vision, San Diego, which I had never heard of San Diego because, like I said, I don't know anything about California.
mhm.
And so I started looking into it. I'm like, it's a little cheaper. It seemed like it's more slowed down than Los Angeles and things like that. So I'm like, let me look into that. So I automatically told everybody. And if anybody on this looking right now, you can ask anybody. I told everybody I'm moving to California. I told them that 7 years ago. And last
Dang.
year, yeah, last year, the year before last, I told everybody I'm leaving next year. at the end of next year. And I had no idea. I didn't have the money. I have none of it to just actually just get up and go. And last year, the opportunity came up. I was still telling everybody, even though I didn't know when I was coming. I was like, I moved at the end of last year. I just kept on saying it. I kept on saying it. And August hit, and the opportunity came up, and I jumped on it. And I
Nice.
stopped everything. I started selling stuff. I started doing stuff. I got the apartment. Everything. It just happened like less than it's like 10 days. I just started doing everything to get here. And I got here in October.
Dang, that's super exciting.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and that's really fast. I mean, like the whole 10-day thing, not the 8 years ago. But that's really cool. And I was actually going to ask you why not LA, especially because you do music. But San Diego is much slower paced in a nice way. But there are a lot of creatives here.
Yeah, and the thing is, LA is like an hour, 45, 2 hours away. So I'm like, I just get to get somewhere and settle in first. I need to get somewhere, settle down first, and then I'll figure out where exactly I want to stay, exactly what I want to do. But I knew for sure that I was going to leave Memphis and come to California. I had that vision like 8 years ago. And I just kept on saying it. Didn't have the money, didn't have the means, anything. I just kept saying it. And it just worked. And I'm here, and I'm blessed, and I'm happy, and I'm excited.
That's awesome. And honestly, it probably worked out so much better that you were here too instead of Los Angeles. Literally just concerning like the pandemic, because San Diego is so spread out. Like it helps us. It helps us. Because like, when your places in like Los Angeles, like, and New York, San Francisco, when it's just like, everyone is literally piled on top of each other just because that's how it's made. And so I'm glad you're here instead, because we have our own problems in San Diego and containing the virus, but at least like it's not, like poor New York, like, right? The fact that they have to ride the subway and like that's their main transportation.
Right.
So it's
Don't even own cars.
Yeah, it's just like, this was gonna be bad. Like it's unfortunately one of those things where like, like it's gonna be really bad because you all get around through the same thing. So
right.
So tell me, what is the difference between what are the biggest differences between Memphis and San Diego?
Nothing similar. And I'm not speaking bad on my city or speaking bad on San Diego. It's just a different atmosphere. I mean, I'm really big on energy. And when I got off the plane, because this was my second time being here, I came here last year to look around at apartments. I stayed here for like 7 days and just looking at apartments and stuff. I still didn't have the money. I just had the money to get here, to stay here a few days and go back home and figure out how I'm gonna get back. And it's like when I got off the plane, the energy, I felt the energy was so different. I had never felt it before. The air, it's like everything was just different. But for sure, I can say the biggest things that I know that's different, because like I said, to me, nothing's the same. I mean, it's so many different cultures of people here. You don't just see all black people. You don't just see all white people. You see all cultures of people here. And that's a really, really big difference. Even the people here, like, they're more open-minded. You know what I'm saying? Even out of different cultures, they're more open-minded to help. Help whenever, if you need help and they see it, they more so to help. But it's beautiful here. I always love my city. Memphis, Tennessee will forever be my home. But right now I'm here, and I'm gonna make the best out of everything I have here. I mean, because everybody that's been rocking with me and just me being pretty nice. This is one thing that's totally different here than Memphis, is that speaking. Like, a lot of people don't speak to each other when they see you and stuff like that. So everywhere I go in, I speak, and they be like, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with this dude? He asked me how I'm doing. It's like I guess they're not used to that here. It's like I I didn't know that at first. And I still speak to this day. That's something that I grew up. That's something I was taught from a child. I always speak to somebody when you walk up on them. Say, hey, how you doing, or something, you know. But that's something that's not normal here. Like,
No.
yeah, yeah,
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, but like I'm sure, like I don't know, I appreciate that. I'm sure other people do too, because it is weird. Like this is something my boyfriend and I talk about a lot, where it's just like, you know, you have neighbors and stuff, and like you can barely see them, like you
yeah,
barely say hi,
yeah,
even though like they're your neighbors and you pretty much like see them every day, even if it's like in passing, you know. And
hmm
you know, like even trying to one of my neighbors for the longest time just would not look at me. And I was so offended. Like I was like outside and I was taking out the garbage, and our garbage cans are allowed like right outside, and it's like between our driveways, and there was my neighbor like looking like maybe 10 feet away from me, like looking at his window. I don't remember what he was doing, but obviously like I'm walking right at him. Like, and I'm like, I know
yeah.
I'm in your peripheral like vision, you know, like
You see me.
I know you see me. I know it, but he would not look, like would not like, and I was just like, okay, like I'm making noise,
Yeah,
you know, I'm taking out the garbage and everything. It's like,
yeah,
and like that is so weird. And I totally know what you're talking about, like saying hi to people and
yeah,
stuff like that. It
yeah.
is odd. But when it happens to me and when it happens to my boyfriend, like we get happy. We're like, oh my god, they said hi.
Somebody
Like,
said somebody spoke.
yeah,
Yeah, but because I had a
listen,
situation where me and my son was at the we was somewhere, and I opened the door for him to go through, and it was a lady behind me. So I was like, well, I'm gonna just hold the door open, and she just stood there. I'm like, ma'am, you can. I said, ma'am, you can go. She's like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like that's normal where I'm from, you know. So yeah,
yeah,
that was kind of different.
that's weird. I hold I
She
hold
just stood
doors
there.
for people. I don't know if it's just because I'm a girl, but like you know, like you've seen me in person. I'm pretty short, like so I'm like this short Asian girl. Every time I open doors or like leave them open, you know, because you're leaving somewhere, you see someone coming up, you like hold it open.
Yeah.
Every time I hold it open, and like it's a man, like he feels like he has to like keep it open, like he feels like there has to be this exchange where I'm like, okay, like where it turns into him opening the door for me. Like it's so weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that because I just like that happens to me all the time.
I think
Like
that this just from this probably just in men. There's probably
yeah,
something just in men to do that. Yeah. So
but
don't take it as anything other than being like extremely generous. I
yeah,
would say
I'm
that.
sure they're trying to be gentlemanly. It's just really funny because like if you watch it, it's awkward because I'm holding the door, and for them, because I'm next to the door, and for it to happen, they have to put their hand like above the
Right.
like where
Right.
I am. So it's like
hmm
it's really weird, like
Like
switch.
y'all came together.
Yeah, like it's really, like we're getting real close now, which obviously doesn't happen now because like coronavirus. But it's just really funny.
Right.
Like it's nice. It's just really. I wish like someone would like film it every time it happens and see like this awkward dance around each other. Because now like I have to get around them, and it's just
Yeah.
so funny. But
Yeah.
like, but it's good. Like I'm glad. I'm glad you're bringing that part of your like Memphis with you to San Diego because it's true.
Uh,
Like as much as people are chill here, sometimes it's like this.
yeah. Yeah. It's in all of us from the South. That's in all of us. It's not it's taught very early. So it's
Mhm.
something that you just do your whole life. It's normal to me.
It's good. So before we started this live, you're telling me about like your your music story and, and the gospel,
Yeah.
not gospel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about that for everyone watching who don't know about your music yet?
Well, I end up taking down a lot of my music because at one point I used to curse and I went by another name and um and I kind of didn't want to live that life. I knew my mom. She was a great woman. She didn't raise me like that. Not that I was calling women B's and H's, just the language that I was using. So I decided to use my real name. Fa-Harrah, and I said I'm gonna get rid of all that stuff and I'm gonna do music. I'm gonna do new new music, and so the thing is I don't curse in my music, and by me not cursing, I automatically get called a gospel artist. And it's not I don't have a problem with being a gospel artist, but I know I do music on anybody track. So if it's a club track, if it's a spiritual track or whatever, it's like I just love doing music. It's in my blood. My whole family, they either can sing or play an instrument, and we're just a music family. So got like in the gospel awards, I got nominated 3 years in a row for best gospel artist of the year, and I was like, wow, this it's an honor to to be nominated, but I don't I lay myself as an inspirational artist, and
Mhm.
I just I want to make inspirational music. So if
Yeah.
it's a lot of music that I can't get on because it's not inspirational to me. Now, if it's some kind of way that I can make it inspirational, even if it's not in the song, if I can give a positive message within the song, I'm open to collab with anybody and just do music in general. I just love music. Music started everything that I have right now as far as being an entrepreneur. So I'm very excited every time I hear and able to talk about music.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. And what, I guess, is it also like your family too? Like your mother, you talked about your mother. Like, is that what, like, is that why you chose like inspirational music? Like, why inspirational music?
That was just a lifestyle change. I changed the name. I changed the way I eat. I changed the way I look. I had long hair, like I had long locks. It was all the way down my back. I changed everything, and it was just a full lifestyle change. And ever since I changed, I feel like this is where God wanted me to be. This is
Mm.
what He. That's what I should have been doing a long time ago. That's why stuff wasn't working. And once I changed, doors started opening up. Things started working. So it was one of the best decisions I made in my life. Is just to be me, be myself, and
Oh.
be a help to other people, and just do right by me. You have to do right by self first before you can
Mhm.
go in and help somebody else. It's hard to you can help somebody else, but it's hard to help other people when you're unhappy. And I had to do something to make myself happy.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so nice. No, that's really, like, it really, I know I'm a cheesy person. I'm sorry. No, but that's so nice though. And honestly, like, that's so great. Like, having your own change, like, it means a lot, and change is not
Yeah.
easy. Like, it's really not easy. And
Um,
so the fact that like you bring that into your music and that's something that you want to bring to others, like that is beautiful because it's not something you necessarily have to do, but
no, no, you can play the role that everybody else plays to get on in the music industry. You can play that role and just talk about the club, talk about the girls in the cars and all that kind of stuff in the hip hop industry. But if you start off like that and when you change, people gonna say, "Yo, he just doing that for that music," like they doing Kanye West now. He said, "I'm not doing that. I'm doing gospel now." So now it's like he just doing that to cross over to the gospel now. No, he may really did that. He may have changed his life. He may have did something different and didn't want to live that life no more. So you have so many closed-minded people, and when you get to the open-minded people, we like, okay, I get it. But it's almost like the bad outweigh the good in that aspect. We just got to be better people.
Yeah, it's true. And I think you're so right. Like, it's so easy for people, like cancel culture, right? Like, it's so easy to
Mm,
just be like, oh, that person sucks, boo forever. And it's just like, well, some people do deserve like a second chance, and I do believe that change is real.
yeah,
Like,
it's about forgiveness. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
to me, it's about forgiveness. Like God forgave us. He forgive us, and we do something. We go to God and ask for forgiveness. Like, why can't we do the same? It's like I literally love everybody. Like everybody, the ones that hate me, the ones that until I learned that love was the key to life. Love is the key to success. Love is the key to all things. And when you love everything that God made, that's when stuff gonna start opening it up because you are now appreciating what God has done and what God is going to do and what the things He's made. And like, I don't see how people hate. It's so I don't even understand it. Like I can't fathom being mad because somebody else got a new car or somebody else got a new house. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited like I got the new car, the new house, you know?
Yeah. That's so nice. You're so nice.
Oh,
That's so awesome. Like, no, like, okay. Like, that's just awesome. And honestly, like, that kind of mindset, like, is great. And it's so, I'm not a hateful person, but like, I'm also like this person. I'm like,
you kind of need to know where to put people at.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah,
what folder they're in. Just like you love them, you can love people from a distance. You can love people from afar. You can love people up close. You know, long as it's love in it, man. Because God is love.
yeah.
And if it's no love in it, God's not in it. And you don't want to be in that.
I definitely feel like, you know, especially like where we are now, like that's something really that I've been reflecting on and trying to be like, okay, like if you're unhappy with something or you want, you know, you want to talk to people, you want to call people out, call people in, like do it with love and compassion and not
Yeah.
just like outright hate because like I think there is way too much hate. There's like way too much hate. And so it's just like, you know, like the emotions of anger and disappointment, frustration, they're there for a reason. And it's just like, well, you could either just keep being angry and just like shut people off, or you can use your anger, your frustration, your disappointment to motivate you to be like, okay, like let's try to get at the bottom of this. You know, like
Right.
let's try to understand more. Like let's
Yeah.
try, like how can I, you know, like help this person understand what I'm trying to say, or that yeah, like and a lot of those conversations are being had.
Yeah. The thing that hate stuff and being a hater or being a racist and all that, it's taught. There's something that you're not born with. There's something that you were taught. So a lot of times we got as adults, we got to get out of things that we were taught. It's so much stuff that I was taught when I was young, living in the hood, doing what I was doing. This the way to make it. This and that. It's like I don't even believe it anymore because I was taught it, but they don't make it real. They don't make it true or false or whatever. You know, you got to figure it out for yourself. Like if you tell me something, I can't just go by what you believe, what you said. I have to go and do the research myself. My pastor, my late pastor Estridge, he always used to do his sermon, and he would give us all the scriptures. He'd say, "Now go home and read it for yourself, because God may give you something different." So what's happening is that people taking information that they were just told and not doing the research. So that's why they believe why they believe. That's why they hate like they hate. And that's why they don't have no love in what they do, because they were taught how to do all of those things. Kids don't know nothing. A child can walk up to a snake and grab it, and then mom come out and say, "Oh, put that down, put that down, put that down." And then that kid from ever is going to be afraid of snakes and say, "I don't need to touch that. I don't need to be near that." So that's taught.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you got somebody that grew up around snakes, you be like, "Oh my gosh, they got snakes," and they have no fear because they wasn't taught that. So that's pretty much what we're going through today is a lot of negative teaching, because you just don't automatically hate somebody. Somebody had to tell you exactly what to hate about somebody to actually really hate them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
our minds got to change. This whole world, this universe got to change, and the only thing that can change is love.
Yeah. You bring up such a great point with like, yeah, with it being taught. And like, that's great that your pastor did that because he was teaching you guys to think for yourselves. Where I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of the time kids are very much like you were pointing to, like, no, you're supposed to think this way. Like, that's bad. Like, you
Yeah.
have to remember that's bad. Like, and that,
Yeah.
like, and that's it. Like, you
That's it.
do what I say, or whatever I say is now correct. And so, like even looking at history now, right? Like, a lot of people are sharing history, like Black history, things that have like been covered up forever, or things that are just like have always been there and like literally somewhere, but you know, it's like we're pressed down. It's like, well, no, we're not going to teach the kids about this. And like
Right.
now people are having like a hard time realizing like our history is incomplete when we're taught as children, you know, and like that the lack of everything that's happened and the fact that it's not there, like that affects how you think. That
Yeah.
affects like what you know, because for us, like history was fact. Like history is this, right? It's like stuff that you don't question, or at least like I was not taught to question it. And then when you grow up and you realize like I don't know a lot, like and like that's great that you could realize that, but some people like have a problem even doing that. They're just like, no, this is what it
Yeah.
says. This is what it
Yeah.
was, and it's wait, that's like an incomplete picture, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
because
Like
that's
me personally. Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying, but like me personally, like I don't believe in right and wrong. I just don't
interesting.
believe in it because who's to say you right? Who's to say you wrong? That right and wrong is an opinion. I just believe in positive and negative. That's how I live my life. If you say that your Bible is right, guess what? It's right for you because that's your opinion. So who am I to say that you're wrong for believing in what you believe in and doing what you're doing? Even racism. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just believe in positive people and I believe in negative people. If you decide to be a positive person, I'm gonna see you as a positive person. If you decide to be a negative person, I'm gonna see you as a negative person. And without history, I know my culture, Moorish people, you know, and I don't say black because there's something that was given to us from our oppressors and our masters. I don't say that. I say Moor because Moor is actually the color of our skin. We are Moorish people, and Moor is not a religion. Moor is not something a Bible that you have by. No, this just the melanin in your skin. You're a Moorish person, and for our people, we don't believe in ourselves because we don't know our history. So it's hard to be a part of the world and don't know what you're a part of because you was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered the world. He discovered America. No, it was already Moorish people here. It was already Native people here. How can somebody discover something that was already populated? So it's like even with history, you know, like I'm really heavy into history and just learning in school that George Washington's first president. That sucks. You know, George Washington is the seventh president. He was just the first president under the Constitution that we use today.
Mm-hmm.
So the Constitution was wrote to say Moorish people are not even 100% human. And
Yep.
it's still in our Constitution today that we're not 100% human. And our kids, they go to school and this is what they're taught. They're taught that this face did this face did made lights, and this person did this, blah blah. No, this country was built of Native and Moorish people. Every building, anybody with melanin in their skin, the Europeans was taught. They were taught how to do the things that they were doing because European people they lived amongst the livestock. They slept in the same places with their horses and their cows and all that kind of stuff. The Moorish people went over there and taught them, like, because believe it or not, they're the real cavemen. When you see cavemen and stuff, like, taught them how to a language and how to walk upright. And like, and then I'm not saying this based off of any negative thing at all. These just facts of my opinion that I've learned throughout history. But the Europeans learned fast, and they took stuff that was positive, a lot of stuff that was positive, and made it into negative. Even when you look at China, like they use fireworks for celebrations, but Europeans took their fireworks, they took their gunpowder, and they actually made guns.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they got Europeans are so smart because they can take it, they can learn it just like that in our land. And Moorish people got to understand that Europeans just didn't steal us from Africa and bring us to America. No, a lot of us was already here. We're descendants from natives and Moorish people. We're descendants. So our ancestors was already here. But when they came and got the African people, so-called Africa, that's not the true name of Africa, but when they went got the African people, they didn't just steal them all. No, our leaders in Africa sold us off too. They sold us for the guns. They never seen it. They had sticks and rocks to take over. And it started in Africa. It started war. It started a whole lot of stuff. So we got to understand as black people where we're from. We got to understand what our meaning is, and we got to get a close relationship with the creator if we don't know our history. Just get a close relationship with the hater and learn love. And that's the key. That's the key to all of this stuff. All this stuff going on right now. If everybody just buckle down, believe in the creator, and realize that love is the key, everything will go where it's supposed to go. So that's where I'm at. If we knew our history and we knew what we was worth, we wouldn't kill each other. That's the biggest thing right now. Black people kill people, black people kill people. Yeah, they do because they don't know their worth. We wasn't taught any strong black people in school, but Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. So many others. Like when you see George Washington, you see old pictures with him, because I wear a turban too. I just don't have another day. But you see George Washington, you see them black people, well, Moorish people with those turbans on. Those wasn't slaves. Those were people that he asked questions to. Those were advisors. Those were Moorish people. And our culture, young people don't know that. So they go around killing each other. Because the TV tell us cars are cool, girls are cool, money is cool. Money is nothing. Life is everything. Every second you losing it. Then what?
Yeah.
Your life taken by another Moorish person or the police, then what? Another funeral. Another big corporation making money off your death. Suck.
I'm so interested to, like, I want to know what Fa-Harrah was like before Fa-Harrah made this big change. Just because, like, it's so, like, just, like, listening to how you speak. Like, even going back to the beginning when, you know, you said you made a big change and, like, you're all about inspiration and you're about love and stuff. Like, just, like, listening to all of that, like, it's very clear. Like, and the things that you hold dear and true, like, are just very clear. Like,
Yeah, the thing is, I've been like this. I just said it different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when I changed the way I talk. Like, I had to learn how to talk like this. Like, I'm from Westwood. I'm from the hood. When I talk regular, you probably won't understand nothing I'm saying. I literally had to learn how to talk like this. Like, change my way of talking from the neighborhood I came up in. So if anybody watching this from Memphis, they know how I talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, you know I'm from the South. But I had to watch TV. I had to understand what people listen to and what people gravitate to, the tone of voice, the certain look, everything. My mom, she taught me so much. Like, she taught me so much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I'm able to show the world and show people just what my mama taught me. So, man, big shouts out to my mom. She passed in 2009, but man, I love her so much. She's just like the biggest inspiration to me, because she always treated me like an adult, even as a child. She told me what was right and wrong, and I still went and did this, and I still went there, and I knew it was so-called right or wrong. You know, I just knew it was just the positive thing to do. Yeah. And I learned from it.
That's wonderful. I'm going to just put this here because I, like, want to laugh at it. And you did blow my mind. Like, so, like, it's interesting hearing you talk, because it's like another perspective. It's not like
Yeah.
and just, like, hearing you talk and, like, the way that you are processing things in your mind, like, it's just not the way that I do. Like, and your whole, like, and, you know, your whole belief where it's just, like, you know, things aren't good
It's
or
an
bad,
opinion.
positive or negative. It's just, like, an interesting way to think about things, though, because it makes me think about, like, oh, like, you know, like, it brings up the things that you were saying that I feel, because I just don't think that way automatically, like, the same way you do. It's just like, oh, it's so true, like, you know, and I know this, but, like, it's great to have you say something and have myself have to think about it again, like, you know, like you said, like with the fireworks, like that's such a great explanation where it's just like this, you can take something really positive and it can
Yeah.
quickly become a negative, and then you can
Yeah.
swap that and vice versa too. You know, like
Yeah.
things are things.
Yeah, they are. And that's what happened with the looting and everything to go outside now. They saying looting and doing all of that stuff with the Black Lives Matter movement. The thing is, us as black people, we wasn't taught that. We would never taught riot. Like if we was taught riot in slavery, do you think we would have been enslaved? You had a house that had a mansion that probably had 6 people in it and had 200 slaves outside on their land. So if we knew what rioting was, it would have never been slavery. That's something that was taught. Like if you look up Black Wall Street was a Moorish city, as Americans say, black people. It was a black people city with black bus companies, black businesses, black schools. And the KKK came and rioted and burned everything to the ground, killed hundreds of Moorish people. That's where we learn rioting from. It's like we don't know anything about that. If we wouldn't do that in slavery, it would have never happened.
That's true.
Now you taught us what rioting is. Now we're going to fight for rights. And the thing is, Moorish people are fighting for civil rights. That's just civil rights, not even equal rights yet. You got to get silver first. We just want to get silver first, and then we can fight for equal rights. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we fight for rights for a land that Moorish people already owned before the Europeans got here. Wow. We fight for something that was already ours.
Yeah. Boo colonialism.
Yeah, but that's real. And we got to know our history. Like they're not teaching Black Wall Street. They're not teaching what a lot of stuff that we use today. Like just say for instance, something simple as picnics, right? You go eat, you go and lay your white and red thing down and y'all just have fun. No, picnic came from Pick a Nigga Day. After Black Wall Street. It was actually a thing. The president actually had to go and tell them to stop saying nigga on the news. So it actually got canceled from saying that word even on the news because Pick a Nigga Day. And the reason why you got the red and the white on the picnic tables, that was the blood on the white garments. So they changed the word to call them Pick a Nigga Day. It's picnics. So they ain't want to say pick nigga no more. It's like our kids don't know that.
I didn't know that.
But this is factual stuff. You know what I'm saying? This not something I'm making up. This is in the newspaper. This was on the news station. Did they just stop calling it pick a nigga? They just started calling it picnics. And that's what we celebrate. And we don't know. 4th of July. That's what we celebrate. And we don't know what it means. Because we taught that it's what it is, not knowing that when our soldiers came back from war, on that war, that they came back to their cities with their uniforms on and got lynched for fighting in the same war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we got to know that if everybody, Europeans, Chinese, Japanese, whatever you are, if you just knew your worth, you will know nothing but love. Nothing but love.
Yeah. And then, like you said, that self-love is just so important. Like, because that, like, you're right. Like, you know, like, if you have self-love, like, it's so much easier to love everyone else. It's so much easier to have compassion.
That's even in a relationship, which we were talking about that. But that's even in a relationship, though. When you respect yourself and you love yourself, it's easy to love your partner.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. Just figure out the things they like. It's easy to do it. It's easy to do it. Like, love is the key to everything. Love is the key to money. Love is the key to success. Love is the key to everything. You had to love this show. You had to put some of your mind to love it to actually do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a little bit, you just really like it. It had to be
Yeah.
some positive to go into it.
I totally agree. Like having a passion for your things, like that kind of love for what you do, like is so strong because it keeps you
Yeah.
going. Like even when it's really hard, like if you have love for something, if you have love for someone, like it will keep you strong. Like it just does.
Yeah. I mean, because God is love. So if you got God in it, God's not weak. God is strong. It's going to work. If you're in a situation you're not happy, guess what? It is not love. If you're in any situation, you're in a job, you're in a relationship, whatever the situation is, if it has negative energy, it is not connected to the creator. And we got to know that.
Can I ask you something? Like
Yes, ma'am.
when how do I phrase my question? How do you go about talking to people about racism like in this climate?
Um, First of all, I don't really talk about it. I'm not going to bring it up for sure. Now, if I'm asked, I'll say my piece. I just don't give negative energy.
Mm.
I don't give it any energy. If you got something and you want to plug it in the wall, guess what? It's gonna work. But if it's just sitting there, you don't plug it on the wall, you can flip it off and on all day, and it's not gonna come on. I just do not give negative energy. I can't give negative energy power because what happened? You put a rotten banana in a sack full of good bananas. Guess what's gonna happen? All of them going rotten. So I'm not putting myself in the situation to be in that bag of bananas or be in that rotten banana. I'm just not gonna give it energy. And that's where hate start. When you get negative energy. I don't mind talking about it though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you have to say about it. So I wish I want to watch you talk to people. Like I'm just so intrigued, like because you just like it's just like a different point of view, which is really great. And like I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like too,
opinion.
yeah. And it's just I feel like too like I don't know if we're the same age. Can I ask you how old you are? Sounds weird.
I'm 36.
Okay, so I'm like 31. So we're pretty much we're still like around the same area.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure, for sure.
yeah, okay, good. I was just like, I don't know anymore. You could be like 20. I don't know.
What's
um,
crazy? It's like the thing is, like I tell my kids, I have I have a 17-year-old and I have a 12-year-old. The thing is, when you wake up in the morning and go sleep and you didn't learn anything, you just wasted a whole lot of time. I love knowledge. I love seeking knowledge. I love studying. I don't care what it is. Just like I told you when you asked me about your show, I had to go back and watch episode because I had other episodes because I had to be knowledgeable about the things that I do. I just can't do nothing off top. Like I just can't do it. I got to know what I'm doing before I do it. Like I have to know everything I do before I go forward with it. Because if you don't do your research, you're gonna have what we got
yeah,
outdoors. It's no research being done.
yeah. Oh
So
God,
we gotta
yeah,
learn. We gotta learn every day.
yeah. It's true. Yeah, no, I love it. Like again, like that's why I like doing this because I love hearing people's like different opinions and just like how
Yeah.
they think about it because it's just you know, you don't want to get stuck in your own bubble. Like that's
Yeah.
not helpful. And like yeah, and I'm cat. I don't know if I was confirmed Catholic, so like that's where I
Mm.
am. But like also like you know like a lot of people like our age and younger and stuff like that, religion has kind of like faded away, and like for some of us, and that's like that's one way to go, and that's fine, you know, it's whatever, that's your life, and
Yeah.
so like I don't talk about God a lot just because like that part of my life for different reasons has gone away. So for me, like hearing you, but I haven't stopped believing in him. Like I still believe in God. Like I still love God, and at the end of the day, I think that's where like that's where my strength comes from. And that's where everything, like, I've been able to heal because of that. Like, at the end of the day, like, even going through whatever and every part of my life, like, in my head, I'm like, no, at least God was there. Like, I was never alone.
Yeah.
Like, he was there. So it's wonderful to hear, like, your point of view and, like, that being so strong and part of it, because it's just, like, it's just something for me, like, I don't hear a lot, unfortunately. And it's just, like, it's refreshing and it's renewing. So, like, I really appreciate that.
It's not a problem, you know, even with religion, you know, I stay away from religion. Religion is taught.
Yeah.
Your relationship with God, creator, your relationship with God is all that matters. It don't need a title. You don't need to be a Christian. You don't need to be a Muslim. You don't need to be nothing. That stuff that's taught. Like Moorish people, we didn't know about Jesus until we got here.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't taught. Like in Africa, they believe the Son of God. I mean, the God of water, the God of light, the God of air. That's how we believe. We didn't believe in Jesus till we was taught it. Until King James VII tried to translate Greek and some other languages. And what's crazy is the Bible was wrote by King James and Shakespeare. Those were two gay men.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't published to King James VII. Like, he didn't name, like, this King James first, this King James second, this King, no, not sons, no. This generations of King Jameses before this book ever got published. So we kind of really don't even know our history, because guess what? If you were a Catholic, you were taught to be a Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Christian, you were taught to be a Christian. Not knocking anybody's belief, but at the same day, it's the same God.
Yeah.
I don't care what religion it is. It's the same God, and that's all that matters. You said, you ain't been in religion lately, but you know that God love you and God is always with you. Only your relationship with God matters. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and
that's how I live.
Too. Like, it's just really hard, you know, like, religion is so interesting because when I was younger, it made sense to me. You know, like, rules, the rules made sense to me. Like, and, you know, Catholicism has a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of things you cannot do. And when I was younger, it made sense to me. And then I got older and I learned more. I was, you know, college, high school, like I was getting more educated, and then things like made less sense. Like, you know, like I was like, logically, this just doesn't make sense anymore. Especially, I feel like one of the first things that like I thought about was like homosexuality, like because it's just like I had gay friends, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, this does not make sense to me. Like, this person is just this person. Like, they're a good person. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to like, why would them being gay cancel out the fact that they're like a loving person?
Good people. See, that's the thing is, religion teaches fear. Religion teaches law. And the only way you can get people to do what you want to do is fear and law. You see what I'm saying? It has to be taught. You can't teach me how to love God. Just like even with gay people. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The gay people that I know are in awesome relationships. And they are successful. So if it was so-called wrong to be gay, why God keep blessing them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you rather be straight and always argue and come home to mess all the time, or be gay and happy as crap. But you gotta think about it. And this was really crazy. The straight people that's completely unhappy, they look at the gay people and be like, "Ooh, they going to hell. Ooh, that's nasty." But look what you got to deal with. That's nasty to me. That's nasty that you got to constantly go home and be sad when you get off work and not want to sleep next to somebody and be unhappy, man. God don't work like that. I don't believe that. That's my opinion. I believe God is love. And whatever you love, and the thing is, all of us made to think different. All of us not one made to be Christians. All of us weren't made to be Muslim. We was made in our own way in God's image. So we not meant to think alike. We meant to think differently. So if you think differently from me, that's a good thing. Because
Yeah.
God may have you on another journey than the journey he put me on. And I really gotta stop saying he too. I say it. You know what I'm saying? I say because God just is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't think God have agenda. God just is.
Yeah.
And is just is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. Like, you know, I totally agree. And again, like that's why like talking to different people like is so interesting, and knowing different people from like different places, you know, and like the fact that
Mhm.
like you said, like everyone does things differently. Like, you know, like scientists think differently, engineers think differently than artists sometimes. And like it's great to
Yeah.
have that bridge and know different people, because it helps you understand the world and how other people think and other possibilities. And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
How can you build and learn if everybody thought the same way?
Yeah, no, it would be
How
like circle jerk of failure. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Put the roof on that way. I mean, it looks shaky. Whatever. Like, oh, it's fine,
I can still
right?
see the sky. I can still see the sky, but it's fine.
It's working. It's not raining. It's totally fine. Like, it's fine. Like it's true. Like we are like, and I love that. Like that everyone, like what you said, like we all think differently, and like we have like our own different things that we are like, you know, we are drawn to, and to like
Yeah.
become specialized in, or like fully like enamored in, and just like build our life around these different things, and then we can come together and like talk about it
Yeah.
and just
And
like
and, it,
share.
and that's growth. That's
Yeah.
what's called growth. When you wake up and you go to sleep, and within that time, you learn something different or something new. That's growth. Even if it's you might not even believe in it. You just knowing that somebody else believe this way and you believe this way. Even with business, you might get inspiration from this business. So you just take this inspiration and do it in your own way. Don't do it just like the business. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get sued using their logos and doing, you know what I'm saying? You got to do it in your own way, and God blessed all of us with creativity. That's one of the things that's one of the gifts we got from a creator. God is
Yeah.
a creator, and He gave all of us got the gift to create. Like some people got the gift to write, some people got the gift to sing, play keys, or comedy, make people laugh. It's a gift for everything, and we seek the Creator, and we seek our gift and know our purpose. And when you know your purpose, man, gosh, like God is truly love. They love you so much. You like, why I went through all this? Why God take me through all this? All this for a reason. All this stuff happening for a reason. It's not a mistake. That's why when they get on racism and the rise and stuff, and like this sucked that our president, this stuff was done for a reason. This is not a mistake. God don't make mistakes. It's to happen for a reason based off decisions that we made. That's why everything's happening how it's happening.
Ooh, oh my god, it's already. Ah, we're running out of time. ah, ah. Oh god. Okay. Okay. So, because we're gonna wrap things up here. That went by very
That's
quickly. It went
yes,
by
ma'am. It
very
did.
quickly. It always goes by really quickly, but it's always really fun. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess, because so like now when I'm like thinking of you, like again, like it's great because I got to know you better. So this is great.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I really think when I think of you, I think of like education, love, like and like putting those things together. Um, I'm trying to like form a question for you to end with, but I don't really have one right now because I'm like that was great. I guess okay. What here? We'll end with this. What is your advice for younger people, or maybe parents also of like younger people, because I don't know how many children watch this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what is your, like what is your advice, I guess, to children or parents of younger children about just how to process the world. And you're like more than welcome to repeat things that you said. You're more than welcome to add new things. But I think that will be my end question for you.
Yeah. My thing is to be learn your history and learn your worth. Build your relationship with the creator. I'm telling you, those are key things in life. If you know where you're from and you know your ancestors, like I know in my culture, a lot of us don't know past our great grandmama. And it sucked, because we wasn't taught what great great grandma did and great 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 granddaddy did. We wasn't taught. It just went away. And that's something that European people do. They teach their history to their kids. They got pictures of great, 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 and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know their worth. So they know their power. Knowledge. Get the knowledge about your history. Get the knowledge about your people. And then you have power. But do it all within what you feel like the creator is giving you to do it within. And do it in love. So if you do it in love instead of doing it in fighting, just the world will change. Everything will change. History, knowledge is important, and I'm learning every day. I'm far from where I want to be, but I know us and Moorish people, we have to teach about mama's mama, mama, mama. We got to learn that. We got to learn about daddy's daddy, 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 because we don't know who those people might be. Some powerful people that make us stronger, to make us feel better as people, to help us find our purpose. So find out who you are. When you can love yourself, you can love everybody.
Yay! I love it. Sorry, I love it. It's great. Farah, thank you so much for coming on the live show and teaching me so much and other people, and also just being just like so open and clear with who you
I'm
are.
open to anything. And shout out to my team, my family members, everybody in Memphis. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee, and iVision Digital, man. That's my family, iVision Digital, and everybody that's a part, man. I love y'all. I love Memphis. I love you for opening up this door for me. Like I told you, I appreciate everything. Like nothing goes, nothing goes not like I don't take anything for granted. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you inviting me on your show. That really means a lot.
Yeah, and I can't wait for you to come out with your next episode. Obviously, like you should have a show every day. You definitely could be on the radio. That'd be good.
Yeah, main event 901. It's main event 901, and that's MANE, like Memphis, Maine. Main event 901, Fa-Harrah.com. Check that out. And my YouTube, it's just on the bottom. And YouTube is Fa-Harrah F's Television. Just type in Fa-Harrah. It's my YouTube channel. And got a new show coming. Actually, it's called Third and Shelby Drive. It's me and two of my homeboys from Westwood. And we got a show coming called Third and Shelby Drive, and it's a street in Westwood, Third and Shelby Drive. So that's going to be coming real soon.
Yay! That's awesome. So check out Fa-Harrah. I'm sure everything. If you missed all that, I'm sure Fa-Harrah.com has all of that.
It's got it. Yeah, it's got it.
All of them there. So again, thank you so much for being on the show. This was like so much fun, and it was so enlightening. It was so nice. And thank you for everyone. I don't know if you can see all the comments coming like for you, and if not, you can definitely look at them later. But there are a lot of comments for you. There are a lot of people showed up for you. So
blessings. Thank you, everybody.
So thank you. Thank you for coming to watch us. Thank you for listening to Fa-Harrah and being so supportive. Like it's wonderful and great. And I will definitely extend an invitation for you to come back. I want to talk about more stuff because this is super fun. So
if you need me, just holler at me.
Yeah, I will. Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone at home. Have a great rest of your night. Tomorrow, who's tomorrow? Tomorrow I will be joined by Victoria, and Victoria will be talking about people of women oh my gosh, women of color in athletics. That's what she's talking about tomorrow. So that will be super fun. So hopefully you guys can join us for then. Again, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Be blessed.
Bye.